For years, people described the town as forgettable, a place you passed through on the way somewhere else. One blinking traffic light, one grocery store, a police department that handled noise complaints, loose dogs, and the occasional drunk driver who swore he wasn't drunk at all. Violent crime didn't live there. At least, not on paper. The first woman disappeared in early spring. She was in her 20s, recently moved, still learning which streets felt safe at night. Her car was found parked neatly behind her apartment, doors locked, keys gone. No signs of a struggle. No witnesses. Police treated it as a voluntary disappearance. That happens, they said. People leave. Then another person vanished 3 months later. Then another. Different ages, different genders, different schedules. The only thing they shared was geography. All had last been seen within a 2-mile radius of the same quiet residential street. Still, nothing concrete tied the cases together. Until the dog. A neighbor called animal control after her dog kept digging at the edge of her yard, barking, frantic, refusing to leave one spot near the fence line. The soil smelled wrong, sweet, rotting. Police arrived expecting a dead animal. They uncovered a human hand. That discovery cracked the town open. Cadaver dogs were brought in. Ground-penetrating radar followed. Within days, investigators uncovered multiple shallow graves, some so close together that roots from nearby trees had grown through bone. The victims were wrapped carefully. Not hastily, each body positioned with intention, arms folded, heads turned slightly to the side. Someone had taken their time. The investigation shifted from missing persons to serial homicide almost overnight. Detectives went back through every disappearance with fresh eyes. Phone records, bus routes, work schedules, surveillance footage from gas stations and convenience stores. A pattern emerged. Each victim had crossed paths with the same man shortly before vanishing. He appeared in background footage, standing behind them in line, holding a door open, offering directions, once helping someone load groceries into their trunk. He looked harmless, middle-aged, soft-spoken, the kind of face you forget immediately. He lived alone in a modest house less than half a mile from where the graves were found. When police knocked, he answered immediately. He invited them inside. The house was spotless, almost sterile. No clutter, no personal photos, no smell. He explained he liked things orderly. That night, officers left with nothing more than a polite conversation and a growing sense of unease they couldn't put into a report. 2 weeks later, a detective noticed something strange while reviewing thermal imaging data collected during the property survey. One area beneath the garage floor retained heat differently. A warrant followed. What they found underneath was not a basement. It was a room, concrete walls, soundproofing, a drain in the floor, hooks embedded into the ceiling beams, a workbench lined with tools that had been cleaned so thoroughly they almost looked new. Freezers lined the far wall. Inside were remains that had not yet been buried. Some were dismembered, others intact, all labeled with dates, times, notes written in black marker directly on plastic bags. In the man's bedroom, investigators found journals. Dozens of them. He wrote every day, not about anger, not about rage, but about control, about how easy it was to be trusted, about how people lowered the guard when they thought someone was helping them. He wrote about practicing conversations in the mirror, about learning which tone made people relax, which smile felt non-threatening. He described his victims not as people, but as variables. When he was arrested, he didn't deny anything. He corrected details. At trial, families listened as he described his crimes without emotion, occasionally pausing to clarify dates or procedures. He never used names, only numbers. Jurors later said the most chilling moment came when he was asked why he buried the bodies so close to his home. He answered calmly, "So I wouldn't feel alone." The house was demolished after the verdict. The land left empty, no marker, no memorial, but residents say the ground there never quite settled. Grass refuses to grow evenly. Dogs still stop and bark when walked past the lot. And on warm evenings, when the air is thick and still, people swear they catch a familiar, sickly sweet smell. The kind that tells you something terrible once lived there. And maybe, in some way, still does.